Hi, this is Mr. Hood. I'm on Good Hope Lake in northern British Columbia, and I'm going to tell you how to add and subtract fractions. Let's say you were being asked to add 2 1/8 to 5/6. Well, before we get started, let's do a little estimation. If you had 2 1/8 pizza, you'd have basically 2 pizzas. If you had 5/6 of a pizza, you'd basically have 1 pizza. So about 2 pizzas plus about 1 pizzas. Our answer should be somewhere in the ballpark of about 3. So let's just keep that in the back of our minds. Now, at this point, some teachers will tell you to leave this as a mixed number. I'm not one of those teachers. I kind of like it when you change them to improper fractions, so let's do that. 2 1/8 is an improper fraction. Remember, we're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, so 8 times 2 is 16. Then we're going to add the numerator, that's 17. That becomes our new numerator. And we're going to keep the denominator the same. Now, 5/6 is already a conventional fraction, so let's just bring it over. Now, 17/8 plus 5/6, we need to find a common denominator. So when I investigate the two denominators, let's look at 8. 8 times 1 is 8, 6 doesn't go into that. 8 times 2 is 16, 6 doesn't go into that. 8 times 3 is 24, 6 does divide evenly into that, so we just found our new denominator. Now, to find our new numerators, 8 times 3 gives you 24. So 17 times 3 is going to give me 51. 6 times 4 gives you 24. So 5 times 4 is going to give me 20. Now, let's add like normal. When we add fractions, we're going to keep the denominator the same. And we're going to add the numerators. 50 plus 20 is 71. Now at this point, a lot of teachers will ask you to change this back into a mixed number. And you might need to do that. Honestly, I'm okay with you leaving it as an improper fraction. Now, one thing we do have to investigate is, can it be reduced? In fact, it can't. There's no number that divides evenly into 71 and 24, except 1. So I'm going to leave the answer as 71/24. Now, back to our original estimation. We said the answer should end up being about 3. Well, as it turns out, 24 goes into 71 2 and 23/24 times, which is pretty doggone close to 3. So we probably got it right. Now, when we go to subtract, nothing changes. Again, I recommend let's change them to improper fractions first. Step 2, let's find some common denominators. As it turns out, the least common denominator between 4 and 7 is going to be 28. Four times 7 is 28. 13 times 7 is 91. 7 times 4 is 28. 9 times 4 is 36. Now, to do a little subtraction, let's keep the denominator the same. Final answer I got is 55/28. Again, let's leave it as an improper fraction. And can it be reduced? Nah. So, in conclusion, whenever you need to add or subtract a fraction, first of all, if you have a mixed number, let's change it to an improper fraction. Find a common denominator, convert to new fractions with the common denominator, and then add or subtract like normal. Remember, leave the denominator the same.